Okay, so we are going to start modeling fraction decimal percents. The first one gives us 3/4. How do we model 3/4 as a fraction model? We can color in 3/4. So go ahead and shade 3/4 in. So now I need you to take your transparency, your grid transparency, and put it directly over the fraction model. Now make your decimal model look just like this one. So now my decimal model looks exactly the same. So I have it as a fraction model, and I have it as a decimal model. Now we are going to write what fraction is out of 100. This is my decimal model is out of 100. So I know my bottom number is going to be 100. How many little squares did I shade in? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. I shaded in 75 out of 100. So this is 75 hundredths. I write that as a decimal as decimal 75, and my percentage would be 75%. So let's try the next one. 4/5. It is already cut up into fifths. So I'm going to shade in 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. To help you out, put your transparency over the fraction model. And you will be able to see what your decimal model should look like. So my fraction is going to be, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, because each line has 10 little squares. So this is going to be 80 over 100. My decimal is going to be decimal 8. You can either put decimal 8 or decimal 80. These are the same thing. And then my percentage will be 80%. So think about this. 80 over 100 is equal to 4/5. 75 over 100 is equal to 3/4. Okay, so do the next two, and then we will check. So if you're watching the video, go ahead and pause and do the next two. So the next one is 16/25. This is already broken up into 25 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So I'm going to color in 16 of them. Here's 5, 10, 15, and then 16. So I'm going to take and cover up. And make sure my decimal piece looks the same here. Do mine match?
Yes.
Yes. So I shaded in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I shaded in 64 over 100. My decimal will be decimal 64, and it will be 64%. The next one is pretty easy. Half. You can either shade the top or bottom. The way you shade in doesn't matter as long as you're shading in the equivalence. So I can shade in the bottom here. And let's say I don't have a transparency grid. I still can make it look like this. When I shade in half, how many of the 100 grid am I shading in?
50.
So this is going to be 50 over 100. 5/10 are 50 hundredths, and it is going to be 50%. 5/10 and 50 hundredths are the same thing, because you can put a 0 at the end and it does not change the value. So decimal 5 is equal to half. 50 hundredths is equal to half. So 1/4. It can be shaded in any way. I know I'm going to go over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you do not have one of the transparencies, you can do it this way. You can also shade in any of the squares to show 1/4. 1/4 as a fraction is 25 hundredths, because this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. As a decimal is decimal 25. As a percentage, it is 25%. So 1/4 is equal to 25 hundredths. 1/4 is equal to 25%. One-fifth. And I am going to do it without. So 1/5 is equal to 10, 20, 20 hundredths. That as a decimal is decimal 2 or decimal 20, meaning 2/10 or 20 hundredths. As a percentage, it will be 20%. Okay, 21 hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have broken it up into 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 50. I'm sorry, this was 21 50ths. So I am going to color 21 spaces in. Here's 5, 10, 15, 20, and then one little square. And I am going to make sure my grid over here looks the same. How many did I shade in? This is 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2. So 42 over 100. Yes, because 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2. So 21 over 50, 21 50ths is equal to 42 hundredths. This as a decimal will be decimal 42, and it will be 42%. So I'm going to color in 7. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I need to make sure it looks the same. So how many did I shade in? 28. Oh, there should be 2 more. 28 over 100, decimal 28, 28%. Let me show you something. Here, 75, 7 over 25. I know percent is always out of 100. That's what percent means, per 100. So I'm going to make this bottom number 100. How does 25 go to 100? Times 4. 7 times 4 is that what we get?
Yes.
And percent is always over 100? Yes. So try this one. 1/5. I need my bottom number to be 100. How does 5 go to 100? Times 20. I multiplied 20 at the bottom. I have to multiply 20 at the top. 1 times 20 is 20. Is that what I got here? And then my percentage would be 20%.